All right, Welcome back to More Than Peachy's Gaming. I'm your host Mune, and today we're going to be talking about my playthrough of Final Fantasy III Remake. I was playing it on PC. I had not played this game before, but I played plenty of other Final Fantasy games. I do like the innovation of this mechanic that you see on screen right now. This is kind of a post-recording rather than a uh, during playtime recording. So if you see the mouse on screen, it's there because, well, I forgot it was there. One big downside about this game is how long it takes to get in and out of battle, and sometimes when the turns take longer. I proceeded to go fight the first boss of the game. I didn't have much of an issue with it. I knew I wasn't doing a ton of damage, um, but eventually I was able to take it down, and not bad for a first boss. We saw the crystal. I was like, yes, we're gonna get jobs because I played Final Fantasy V. And no, instead it says, nope, you're out of here. You get no jobs. So I meet up with a pal, get my first party member, and meet up with good old Sid. Wants you to solve the curse. We get our third party member, Raphia. In my opinion, she is probably the best character of this game. And then we get Ingus, the knight. He's very loyal to his kingdom. And then we proceed on to the dungeon where we need to go. Now that we have a full party, we should be all set to go and be able to take down anything that comes our way. Well, I thought that much. Then I realized that the enemies are hitting me for about a third of my health each hit. And if I'm incredibly unlucky, it could be a lot more. Truth be told, I'm in the back row. So I do less damage to enemies and they do less damage to me. I could only imagine what would happen if I was in the front row. Probably take twice as much damage and I'd probably be dead by now. So I try to stick it out in the back row. I know that I can win these battles if I just, you know, take my time, just whittle them down. I'll be able to win, right? Well, down goes Luneth. And then, well, down goes Ingus. I'm like, alright, I could surely. Never mind. And then I only have one character left, and I'm just like, okay, well, this sucks. I guess I'm just going to have to keep fighting. Because, what else is there to do? And I just saved outside, so I was just like, whatever. First game over. Typical to happen. So I need to go out and grind some more and get some treasure, and then I found a trap. So this is technically the first unofficial boss of the game, which honestly takes a little bit of training to even get up here. So after grinding out probably close to, I don't know, until I got about level 10 or so, uh, I was finally able to come back here and take down the enemies. I ran across the same mob that I faced earlier, and it went down quick after I got the new equipment and gained some levels. We gained another party member. I was really confused on how this was going to work, but she just kind of plays back row kind of thing. She's never out here in danger. So we take down the first boss. And with that, we head back to the crystal. Full circle. Wow, isn't this weird? And now we have jobs. Jobs are okay. I decided to go warrior, monk, white mage, black mage. Kind of well-rounded party. Nothing special. And then we take our airship and we plow it into a boulder. I don't know why we couldn't fly higher or over the mountains, but apparently we can't. And somehow we also lived and are unscathed. So, Final Fantasy logic? Fantasy logic? I don't know. We headed up to the first town, and then we proceed up the mountain, and we realize that we quickly have a problem with, well, petrify. So we go grab as many gold needles as we can buy, because we don't know how long this place is going to be, and we have a close encounter with, well, a dragon of some kind. I believe this dragon is actually Bahamut. And when the game tells you to frickin' run, you run. So taking down good old Bahamut? Bahamut? The Dragon King! Sorry, I had to do that. It's great. So I noticed real quick that my white mage, Luneth, actually dealt the damage, and he's white mage. At this point, I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. Not worth it. I follow Desh. We go to do stuff. Take down a rat because we shrank ourselves, and then we get ship access. Go back and collect some treasure, and go to the Tower of Owen, where kind of flooded, and hey, ribbit, ribbit, a frog. All right, and then we head up to the boss, and we take down the boss. You would think it would be not weak to fire, but apparently fire does damage. Hurrah! Level 1 spells. I don't remember this guy's name. He was kind of a pain in the butt. But luckily for us, we managed to defeat him without much of an issue. And then we find out that he ran away with it, and he wipes the party. Go figure. Why was he holding back? I don't know. So we go back for a rematch, and we take him down. Nice and easy. Now, if only Ark could stay alive. Then we head into the next town. We're going to like, yeah, shopping. No, what happened? All I wanted to do is do some shopping. Potions, please. And we have to deal with Hein. Hein's fun. But luckily for us, we figured out how to maneuver around him a bit, and we take him down without much of an issue. We get airship access at this point, and we go to the lower world. Well, here we are at the Cave of Tides. Just to give you a heads up, I'm not a big fan of this place, and you'll see why. Ark is down. Alright, Ark's down. That was fun. Well, Luna's down. Well, I guess we need to leave and come back in with a now that we're fully healed again. Surely enough. Okay, Ark's dead again. Great. Ah, couldn't have timed that heal any better, right? And we continue on for a bit, and then we quickly realize that enemies like to target people with low health. Yay. So Luneth went down. So we have to backtrack again. Alright. Third time's a charm, right? It won't be that bad. We definitely got these guys. Well, Ark's down again. Well, great. Okay, well, this kind of sucks because the only thing that we can do at this point, because we don't have access to the raise spell, is we have to always go back and deal with stuff. And now we're dealing with petrification. Great. Well, good thing we have gold needles. Well, at least we always plan to have gold needles. But we gotta heal and deal with the petrification. Because petrification sucks. Damn it. And half the party's petrified. Isn't that great? Way. Well, okay. Well, surely enough. If I just get petrified, it'll be fine. I have gold needles for that. Well, that sucks. Ark, quit dying. And then Arya proceeds to get, well, smacked, and then she dies. Isn't that great? And then we proceed to fight the boss. And the boss likes to make sure that we have a true full party wipe. So we all die. Yay! Time to go from the beginning and come back in, see if we can take down the boss this time without dying. And luckily enough, I'm on top of my healing. And, well, suffice to say, we lucked out. Now that we are done with this boss, we go out to the world map and we have all the good stuff. Now, it got kind of lost. I wasn't exactly sure where I was going, but we'll say this is kind of a reoccurring thing here, is this dragon. I don't know what's his deal. Likes to always back attack me. Not exactly pleasant. And then proceeds to, well, do the fun stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and run away. Because running away against strong foes is always the choice that you need to do. Bahamut taught us that lesson. Or should we say Desh taught us that lesson. But you can kind of see where this is going very quickly. Yeah. Don't fight dragons. So I decided to go northeast and kind of explore a bit in areas I haven't been. And we get backtracked by another dragon. Isn't this great? Quality of life game. At first I was like, okay, fine. We'll run away again. Surely running away will work this time, right? Escape failed. Escape attempt failed. Fire breath. And then physical attack. And hey, Lunith is the one that's alive. He lived. I can't believe it. And he ran away. Hurrah! But then I got to thinking, eh, I should probably like load my save. I didn't realize that there was a menu to do it, but so I just ran into another battle and did that. Then I walked up here and I was like, okay, I finally made it up here. I don't know what these things are. And then I realized very quickly, huh, it's red. What's going on? And I fall over. Game over. Then I took down the Goldor. I think that's what his name is. Guy in the gold armor. Wasn't too much of a problem once I got there. Go to unlock the thing, and hey, look, our dragon buddy's back. Yay! He wanted to say goodbye. So now that I got my ship back, got my airship access, I can go exploring. I can go find out stuff. I can. Okay, I think I trained a little bit too much, and people have started to become dead. So I need to go and heal and, okay, just run away, right? Yeah. Uh, game likes to surprise me in lots of ways. So I was like, alright, I don't know where I'm going. And I flew over this way, and we see, well, red again. I was like, oh no, not another game over. Not another game over. I could not afford to have another game over at this point. I was so done with game overs, you know. And luckily for me, I didn't fall for the Levygrass game over, but I know of it. But luckily enough, we lived in this case. Hindsight only goes so far, I guess. Yeah, and our airship is blown to pieces. Yay! To be fair, I wasn't really fond of this airship. I mean, it had some benefits. And then we took down this guy, or at least we tried. He kind of knows how to deal with me. Wasn't exactly thrilled about fighting this guy. I think his name is Garuda? Yeah, Garuda. You know, and like most things in life, when you know you're beat, sometimes it's okay to just accept defeat. Okay? You learn from failure. However, this wasn't a case of me really learning from it. It was more of maybe I just need to get more lucky. So I go back in and I try to take this guy on one more time and different approach. And luckily enough for me, my efforts paid off. Then we decided to go side quest. Side quest is always great. So we go check out this side quest where there's a few bombs to deal with. And of course, they have to, you know, say a few words before taking on the bombs. And our reward for beating it, Crystal Fragment. Now that I can use the Onion Knight. Um, Tried it a little bit, wasn't that great. So we get ourselves the Invincible. And the first thing I notice about this ship is that it's slow. Very, very slow. I don't like this ship, not compared to the other ship I have. We go ahead and take on this guy. I believe this is Titan or Hecaton. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of the two. And of course, can't time my heals to save my life. But raising dead party members is important. Fortunately, sometimes I'm really indecisive, and you will see that over and over again. And with a nice timed Blizzaga, we don't kill him. But, you know, the Dark Knight's got my back. Arc finishes them off. So we go and challenge Odin. He wasn't so bad. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to steal the stuff off of him. I wasn't a high enough level, and I didn't get his lucky drop. Took on Leviathan. Didn't have to, just decided to go for it. And as you can kind of see, I'm kind of struggling a bit. You know what that means. Pulling out a victory. Then I proceed to go fight this guy. This is an interesting battle. This guy is super OP. I can't believe this guy. He's just so great and powerful. I try to lay it into him, and you can quickly see that this guy hurts a lot. No, truth be told, the reason why that did so much damage is I switched jobs, and I forgot to go restore my MP, and I forgot to equip gear. So this is what happens when you don't equip gear. Your party gets wrecked, and rather than giving my opponent the win, I take the win. I mean, lose? Loss? Yeah, whatever. So we come back and we're actually geared up. We're going to definitely take on this guy. It's definitely going to be worth it. He's got to be super strong. He did like so much damage, like 2,000 damage to my party with like an earthquake. You know, he's probably got like 50,000, 100,000 health. Never mind. Maybe he wasn't as strong as I thought he was. Okay. Our spoils is this thing, which is a metal. It's an unknown metal. Okay. Now that the unknown metal in hand, you know what that means. Continue the story. Going and fighting Doga. Uh, this seems to be a real common thing that's going on of characters just being dead all the time. They're down, and I need to use the raise spell or a Phoenix Sound to bring them back. Maybe I can get lucky enough and raise heal. But oddly enough, we beat Dogo without much of an issue. And then we used Erase to get rid of the protection, and we take down Une. I believe that's her name. Then we go to the other two, of which I can't remember if this is Hecaton or Titan. I think this is Hecaton. And and when I mean Hecaton, I mean Hecaton Cheer. So After we finish, we get our last jobs. We head back and we're like, go find the blacksmith, turn in this orichalcum. We are checking our jobs to make sure, hey, they're all level 99. Maybe once we do this, uh, give us all the stuff. However, that was a big misconception. I didn't quite understand that, mainly because the way that the blacksmith works in this game is they will give you one item and one item only every time you talk to them. And if you don't have any items that you can get and you talk to them, they will still walk away and go somewhere else. So you have to make sure A, that you have somebody who has mastered a job in the party and they are in that job. And lastly, you also have to remember that this person is kind of random and they only do one at a time. They don't do repeat jobs. That means you can't get two of an item for the same job on a different character. That means if you take a character who has gotten to level 99 as a white mage and gotten the item, the angel robe, you cannot get another angel robe by leveling up another character to level 99 in their white mage job. However, I will also mention that this kind of sucks. So we decide to go and get more treasure. We go fight a Hein lookalike, beat him without much of an issue. Uh, go fight a Hekahan Shear Titan lookalike. It's not so bad. These bosses are kind of quick. You know, not much of a challenge. However, sometimes they can be kind of a pain. You know, knocking out my characters. And you know what they say about having characters that are raised. You raise them, they're more likely to die. Yeah. And we just continue on fighting boss after boss after boss. A lot of them I don't even remember their names at all. A lot of them are just color palette swaps of other enemies throughout the game and just given slightly better stats. We finally get to Zonde. And I'll be honest with you, Zonde, he put up kind of a good fight. But for as much hype was behind him, he's not as hard as a lot of the other game's bosses, which is kind of disappointing. So after a little while of fighting him, we were like, okay, this got to end. And Ignite's time to crit takes him down. Thereafter, I fight the Cloud of Darkness, get wiped out, as per story basically has you do. And then you go and take down the optional 4 crystal bosses. The first one I decided to take is this one. Uh, Not very happy about fighting this one. This one kind of wasn't fun to fight. But good strategy goes a long way in this game. Um, the two-headed dragon, yeah, it was okay. He silenced my characters. As you can kind of figure, 2 of my characters are not silenced. Can you imagine why? I'll tell you why. Ribbons. I didn't put any additional ribbons on the other characters. At this point, I didn't have any additional ribbons. I only had the 2 that I had from the 2, or the previous area and this area. Uh, However, I quickly was starting to realize that I made a mistake and I needed more of them, and I probably should have put them on. Good job, Refia. Fighting this boss, I had some serious questions about what this enemy is attached to. Are they flying? Are they like hanging from the ceiling? Are they coming out of like a wormhole or something. I wasn't sure. I was really confused. So, but it went down without much of an issue. And then we went on to the Cloud of Darkness. This boss was a pain because one of the tentacles had bad breath and was just wrecking half my party with status effects. The other half had ribbons on. They were fine. I probably should have came in here with ribbons, but instead opted for more defense. Uh, Not a good choice. So after a while, I finally defeated both of the tentacles, restored my characters back to their former glory, healed up, and prepared for my final assault on this boss that had taken me, I don't know, over an hour. Eh, about an hour to fight. Um, wasn't very pleasant. But luckily for me, the particle beam does do quite a bit of damage, but we had powered her down. And at this point, I felt like I had the battle under control. And I was on top of the world. No other boss was going to be able to top this, right? I mean, right? So, with good timing, I just keep healing the party and I keep attacking, going all out like I should. However, I did notice some of my weapons have disappeared. Don't know why. They just aren't there. Don't know if there's something wrong with the coding or whatever. They weren't expecting a Dark Knight to make it to the final battle. Ha! Proved you wrong. So we get a large chunk of gil and some experience. And we're still gaining job levels against the final boss. Weird. So we decided to, save our game and go out and kind of clear out some more enemies we take on. Our rematch for fighting Bahamut. Don't recommend fighting dragons unless you absolutely have to and you're OP. We go ahead and score kill against that enemy. That gives us another ribbon. And then we just like, hey, we think we're strong enough. Let's go fight whatever the hell this thing is. And let's be honest. Luna's had the right idea. We probably should just leave. But yeah, just kind of wanted to fight. So we were like, all right, let's try this. How bad could this be? You know, we took down the final boss. We had our own. This should be a piece of cake. Oh, how wrong I was. I tried to swap out for some shields here, but I couldn't. So I was like, all right, screw it. Let's go ahead and just deal with it. Anybody want to take a guess how long I'm going to last? Will it be 3 turns? Will it be 5 turns? Will it be 10 turns? Will I beat him? Yeah, I realized very quickly I was kind of outclassed. Half my party had already died in turn 1. And to be fair, the enemy didn't even bother with the second, its meteor. So I didn't even last 2 turns. Wasn't that great? Everybody who guessed less than 2 turns, or less than 3 turns, guessed less than 3 turns, you were right. So I decided, hey, I'm going to be more strategic. I'm going to come in with some shields. I'm going to be like characters in the back row that need to be in the back row. We're going to play this by ear. We're going to be very defensive, and we're going to take another crack at it because I had no idea what to expect. You know, and what do we have here? Okay, I'm going to provoke. I'm in the back row. This will be fine. You know, And then the enemy is just like, hey, I'm going to hit you for 1300. Hey, here's 1500. Hey, here's meteor. Your tank's dead. Proceeded. Okay, Dark Knight's dead. I was like, no, can't end like this, guys. Like, this looks exactly what happened last time, except for this time, I put Protect on and I threw an elixir. Because the dragons in this area dropped elixirs like crazy every single battle, or almost every single battle. So I was like, alright, there's got to be a way to deal with this. Let's go ahead and revive somebody. Because if I can get the battle under control, yeah. I scratched that idea to revive. I was just like, yep, let's try silence and something else. Right now, I was like looking at some things. I'm like, does death work? At this point, I was so conflicted, I didn't even know what to do. When you have a lot of choices, sometimes you get choice paralysis, especially when it's like, how do you deal with such an enemy? And the simplest answer is, you don't. So after a lot of contemplation on my turn, the Iron Giant decided to smack me a few, hit me with a frickin' meteor, and then proceeded to go whack, and I'm down again. So it was a good effort, but still didn't even make it that far. Less than 2 turns. Well, less than 3 turns. It was 2 turns that it lasted. I didn't even get to my moves off. So after hitting level 93, I was just like, okay, guys, I think I got this. Gonna be Onion Knights, and I quickly realized I was overpowered. I did last a lot longer, but once it hit phase 2, yeah, it just kind of became way too much for me, and here we are once again with a situation of this guy gets to attack 4 times a turn. So, yeah, a little too much for me. So after a while, I was like, okay, I'm level 99. I'm in the back row. I put, you know, shields in everybody in the back row, the onion shields. Got protect on everybody. Got a good healing method. We're all just casting offensive magic. We got this. We got this, guys. Yeah, it took forever to get here, too. And with a lot of patience, and not going to say that this was easy by any means, we did beat him. Now, I don't know if this was actually worth my time. Uh, I would say I probably wouldn't play Final Fantasy III again, at least not this version, and definitely not for this long period of time. This game was long and arduous and very annoying sometimes.